Have you ever placed a trade, convinced it was a winner, only to watch it go sideways or worse against you? What if I told you there's a mathematical way to determine whether your trading strategy is profitable over time? It's called expected value, and today I'm breaking it down so you can make smarter and more strategic trades. First, we need to go over what exactly is expected value. To briefly recap, expected value, or EV for short, is a fundamental concept in probability and risk management. It tells you the average of a trade if you were to repeat it an infinite number of times. The formula is simple. Expected value is a calculation made by multiplying the probability of something happening by the magnitude of that outcome. Let's say you give a bet on a fair die. The die has 6 sides, so each side should show up 16.6% of the time. That's 6-to-1 odds. Let's say I offer you a bet that gives you 10-to-1 odds on that. You bet $1. If you're right, you win $10. If you're wrong, you lose $1. Would you take this bet? It probably won't be the number you guess, so you'll probably lose that dollar. However, the concept of expected value suggests this is a good bet. The probability of the die coming up on the number you guess is 16.6% of the time, and you get 10-to-1 odds on it. To calculate your expected value, you would multiply the probability of that happening by the magnitude of your winnings. In this case, the expected value of your bet for $1 is $1.66. You have a 16.6% chance of being right multiplied by a $10 payoff. So that's 16.6% times $10 or $1.66 per outcome. EV is that exact probability. If you have a trade that is EV positive, that means your strategy should be profitable in the long run. If it's negative, you're playing a losing game. No one has mastered expected value better than the casino. How exactly do casinos run their business to get such a strong edge and capture it? They do this by setting table and bet size limits. This maximizes the amount of occurrences and minimizes sequence risk or probability of large losses. Let's take a look at 2 examples of casinos extracting positive edge with the same odds, one with table limits and one without. For the game of roulette, the casino has a 2% advantage with a 52% win rate and a 48% loss rate in the game. The first example is using table limits. It will have a minimum bet of $100 and a maximum bet of $500. Over the course of several hours, there are 5,000 rolls, with an average bet on winning trades of $200 and an average loss on losing trades of $200. The casino collected a total of $1 million in bets. They realized their 52% win rate and realized their 2% edge, equating to $20,000 in profit, or matching their exact expected value. The casino doesn't win every single bet, but it wins over time because the odds are in their favor. Expected value works the same way. You don't have to win every trade, just enough to ensure your average return is positive. So just like a casino, you have to run your trading like a business. You should have clear set table limits, never risking more than a set amount on any single trade to keep the value of the expected value static to give you the best chance to realize those gains. Now let's look at example number 2, which would be a high roller table with the same odds at that same casino. In this game, there are higher bets and higher gamblers, otherwise known as whales. The roulette game has the same odds with a 52% win rate and a 2% edge. The only difference is there will be less occurrences with a minimum bet of $8,000. Again, over the course of several hours, there is this time 100 rolls, with an average bet of $8,000 for winning spreads and an average bet of $12,000 on the casino's losing spins. The casino had the same $1 million placed in bets, and they realized their same exact win rate of 52%. Therefore, you would think capitalizing their expected value of 2%. However, since their losses were bigger than their wins here, they ended up with minus $84,000 in losses. Let's look at this example with the expected value equation to break it down in more detail. The winning trades were 52% plus $8,000 for a total profit of $416,000 on winning trades. While on their losing trades, they had 48 trades at an average size of minus $12,000, which equates to minus $500,000. Winning trade total were $416,000 minus losing trade total of minus $500,000, equating to that total loss of minus $84,000. We need to optimize for all of the inputs into the expected value equation. And you can very much lose with an expected value that is positive, because when you don't manage your risk and sizing correctly, the formula means nothing because the inputs are poor. Putting this into trading lingo, a best practice is to size our trades with what's known as an R value. Your R value is an arbitrary amount of a dollar's risk you use for each trade. For this example, we will use R value 1R representing $500 of loss or risk per trade, similar to the table limit in example 1. So we are fixing our size of risk for each trade. Some trades may be 4 contracts to reach 1R, and some trades may only be 1 contract to reach 1R. Let's take a market trading example so we can simplify this down for the purpose of educations. This is not actually how trading works, but to demonstrate the probabilities in isolation, I would like to share this example. Say you're trading 0DT SPX options trade. You're risking $500 per trade with a 60% chance of making $700 and a 400% chance of losing $500. Let's plug that into the expected value equation. Expected value is equal to 60% times 700 minus 40% times 500. Basically, we'll get $420 minus $200, or an expected value of $220 per trade. This tells us that on average, each trade should net or produce $220. If you keep executing this trade over time, trusting the numbers, we will get closer and closer to realizing that expected value over time of $220. But let's flip the numbers around. What if instead you only had a 40% chance of making $700 and a 60% chance of losing $500? Again, we would use the same equation. Expected value is equal to 40% times 700 minus 60% times 500. This gets us to $280 minus $300, or expected value from executing this would be negative $20 per trade or occurrence. This is where traders get trapped. Even if this strategy wins some of the time, it's a losing game long term. Targeting a higher win rate because you mentally want to have less losing days infrequently is a common pitfall for traders, and by losing smaller amounts more often, it could actually aid in realizing the greater P&L over time. Here's the problem. Most traders ignore expected value and focus on individual trades outcomes only. They celebrate the wins and overreact to losses, rather than focusing on whether their system has a positive edge. Emotional trading leads to poor decisions, closing winners too soon and holding losses for too long, or even worse, revenge trading. Let's say you take 5 trades. You win 2 big and lose 3 small. That's a profitable trading strategy. But what do most traders do? They feel the pain of the 3 losses and potentially abandon a profitable system far too soon. The key is to understand your edge, and sticking to it is truly the biggest edge to realize that expected value. If you plant a tree today, it won't be fully grown tomorrow. But if you keep watering it, in 10 years, you'll have a strong tree. Trading with an edge is the same. It doesn't always feel like it's working in the short term, but over time, the positive expected value compounds. So how can you use expected value to trade smarter? Here are 3 steps. Step 1, always track your trades and have those objective numbers to let you know what your win rate is, your average profit, and your average loss, or the inputs of the expected value equation. Number 2, calculate your EV before trading. Use the formula above to see if your trading system is actually profitable over long term, and use data as far back as you can. Number 3, adjust accordingly. If your EV is negative, either improve your win rate or adjust your risk-to-reward ratio to optimize that current trade setup. And one more thing, don't just track wins and losses, track why the trade won or lost. Did your setup play out as you expected? Were you stopped out too prematurely? The more data you collect, the more refined your edge becomes, and the more you have the ability to recognize patterns in the future. And here's a big misconception. Just because a strategy has a positive expected value does not mean or it eliminates human emotion from trading whatsoever. When we find a trade with positive expected value or edge, this doesn't just mean we can automate it and go away for 6 months. A huge thing I see people get wrong is they see a trade with expected value that may have backtested well, but they haven't felt what it's like actually trading, and they size too large at the beginning. So the only real expected value is the one that you could stick to over the long term. What that actually looks like is once you've backtested a strategy, you need to forward test it or run it at a relatively small size to feel it for 3, 6, 9, 12 months to make sure your data is legit. So you know that the inputs match your output and you can extract that expected value equation. You want to stick to it, to the ups and downs, until you actually know what you have is good and the expected value is great and you can eliminate all the noise. Personally, when I run new trades, I backtest it, and on average, every other week I check it to make sure it's matching. If you're just starting out, then testing more often or looking at it might be needed till you get better at it. Because keep in mind, you can lose money on a trade that has positive expected value if you size it too large. Let's look at an example. Say you have a trade with a 10% expected value, and you also know it could potentially have a 10% drawdown if you size it at full buying power. So you decide to trade that, and all of a sudden you lose 5 times in a row. You have taken a 50% drawdown, and now you need a 100% return to get back to even. 6 months down the road, you got that same exact win rate that gives you that 10% expected value. However, you spent 100% of potential returns getting back from that 50% drawdown, and you ended up losing money. What you didn't realize is that through that 10% expected value and winning, you may have harnessed it, but because you sized too large, you ended up losing 25% on that year. So the risk in sizing too large is much more than the risk when you're sizing too large. Always start small and keep with that. The best traders don't just rely on instinct. They use data to refine their edge. Trading is an art and math is an exact science. Let's always do our best to pick up the easy physical science of compounding and inputs into our system. Expected value is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. If you want to dive deeper into how to structure high probability trades, subscribe to my channel below 0 Day Mark or visit my website for more information at mbhcapitalmanagement.com. Thank you everyone for watching. This was actually a question from another subscriber, so I've linked the Google Forms in the description. If you guys have any other questions or topics you'd like me to go in depth on, this is where I get most of my inspiration, so I'm here to provide that to you guys. Appreciate all of your guys' feedback. Like, comment, and subscribe below.